I set a goal when I turned pro that I wanted to win every single championship that it was possible to win in my sport. Another big goal for me was always to win the USA BMX Pro title. That was the one that, as a kid, from the time I was 8 years old, I was watching the pros win.
I'd like to welcome you to Connor's biking video. We have a great show coming up for you. And you know what? I just want to tell you that biking so totally rocks with spinning wheels.
Internationally, I won the World Cup title in 2013. Pan American Games gold medal, which is like the Olympics for North and South America. I've won 2 time trial world championships. There are a few national, USA cycling national titles. The Red Bull Revolution was one of my favorite races we ever did. It was like this gnarly track, like out of a video game. So obviously the big one for me was always the Olympics. Pinnacle of all sport. I can't even put into words what that meant. Still kind of crazy. 2015, I ended the year building momentum, and then I started off 2016 like with a bang. I won the national title. I got second at a World Cup. I was the highest ranked American by a mile. Like everything was clicking and seemed to be working. And then like 4 months before the Olympics, I broke my wrist really bad. I had to get like a 6-hour surgery. Wasn't good. They were like, they couldn't tell me like, oh, you're going to be healthy for the Olympics or not. They didn't know.
Learning from your losses is massively important as an athlete. Always be as prepared as you can be. 8 days of sitting around not knowing how badly my wrist was broken, not knowing if all of my dreams were falling apart in front of me. I made the amateur mistake of Googling broken scaphoid. I was willing to do anything to achieve my goal. Think about when you were tested. Did you quit?
Got a phone call and was like, hey, you're going to be the committee selection, which is the last guy on the team, if you can prove to us that you can ride by this date. So got another set of x-rays, still broken. I just wrapped that thing up, took some pain medicine, and just tried to show that I was able to ride. So I did that. They picked me for the team, and then I had 8 weeks between the day that I rode and the Olympics. And I ended up just having the race of my life. I had the best start I've ever had in my life. I made every right decision that I could have made. Across the finish line, and it was just like so many emotions. It was like excitement, relief. I was thankful for all the people around me that helped me get here. You know, there's so many different things I was feeling at one time that I just went nuts.
In 2016, my dream came true. I won the Olympic Games, and I became the first American to win a BMX Olympic gold medal, which was a very special one because we are the country that invented this sport. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what it is that you do, it doesn't matter what you have picked as your gold medal, every single decision that you make matters. Some goals can take days, some take months, some can take years, some goals can take decades to achieve. What are you willing to overcome to achieve that goal?
Like all those things that went through, you know, the doctor had to put extra metal in my wrist to stabilize it, and I could move it like this much during the race. Like they had to go in after and remove it so I could move my wrist properly. Like I was not set up to be successful. All of this ended up working out. Like I took all these gambles. I said, I don't care if I destroy my wrist. I have to try this. And it all worked out. And so there's just shock when I did it.
Connor Fields with the inside line in the red, white, and blue. Bike number 11. He will get the whole shot. Big action on the outside of the pile-up as Connor Fields goes down.
Awful moments. Crews rushed to the track. We can tell you they took Connor away in an ambulance. What's even more hard to hear is that Connor's dad, Mike Fields, was watching in Las Vegas. It was streaming at a Las Vegas watch party as his friends and family had gathered there to cheer for Connor. You can see
I suffered one of the worst accidents in the history of the Summer Olympic Games. Broken ribs, collapsed lung, torn ligaments in my shoulder and bicep, and the big one, a traumatic brain injury. When I woke up, I was still me, and my memory was intact outside of those 5 days that I am missing around the accident. But that doesn't mean that I didn't have any issues, that I didn't have problems. So now began the rehabilitation process to get my life back. Now began the process of relearning how to balance, relearning how to drive, and relearning how to speak properly. The mindset that got me to the Olympics and won me an Olympic gold medal is the same mindset that got me back on my feet.
How do you know when it's time to stop doing the only thing you've ever done? I was 7 years old when my mom found that flyer for the local track. I won a lot. And I also lost a lot. Some of the toughest losses produced the most growth. Despite the thing that I love most nearly ending my life, I am still here, still riding, and still that same kid who loved BMX.
I'm so thankful that I can stand here today and I can share my story with you. And it shouldn't take a near-death experience to put that type of perspective back into your life. And I hope all of you listening can learn from my experience about perspective. Don't get me wrong, it's important to set goals. It's important to go after those achievements. But when you do fail, when you do come up short, don't ever lose perspective of what truly is important in life. I raced BMX for 22 years, and I have no memory of my final race. I trained for the Olympics for 5 years, and I don't remember them. I never got to decide what my final race would be. Go into it knowing that it was going to be the last one, and then gracefully retire. But I'm here. Perspective. And just like in so many other aspects of life, it can be so easy to focus on the one thing that you don't have, or the one thing that is going wrong, rather than focus on everything that you do have, and everything that is going right. That one rude thing that somebody says to you can seem so much bigger than the hundreds of nice things that somebody says to you. It takes a conscious effort to wake up every day and to choose to be thankful for what you do have, and to focus on what is going right, rather than get stuck focusing on the negative. I don't remember my last race, but I remember all of the others. I don't remember the final time that I crossed the finish line in first place, but I remember all the other times that I did. I remember what it felt like to stand on the podium as the national anthem played and receive an Olympic gold medal. I remember what it felt like to win 8 national championships, 2 World Cups. How many other things did I win? That is what I choose to focus on when I think about my career. Thank you.